Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. A small request to all of you to please like this video. I can guarantee you this is not going to show up on any of the regional publications, especially those coming out of Tamil Nadu, because the individual involved has links with the current party in power. So what is it that I'm talking about? I'm talking about the bust of a 2000 crore drug cartel bust. They were smuggling drugs, they were using desiccated coconut powder, and they were using that and mixing these drugs, and they were smuggling it to countries like Australia and New Zealand. And what it is about, everything else, I'm going to show you in just one moment. Here's a slide deck. But before all that, I hope you've already liked this video. I don't see a lot of people logging in. Maybe it's because it's early in the morning, but it is important. Let's see how this thing plays out. Because I'm sure that forces are at work to try and play down what is going on. There is this Tamil film producer, A R Jaffer Sadiq. Remember, I've been telling you how money, drug money, LTT, terror funding, conversion funding, all these things have made their way into the movie industry, especially Kollywood. I don't know enough about other industries to make a comment. I know Bollywood also is infected with the same thing. Remember that drug seizure thing when the son of Shah Rukh Khan was arrested, and there was that thing has a new dimension of its own. I don't know where that's going to end, but there was a video that was doing the rounds of many of the popular Bollywood heroes and heroines. They all seem to be drugged. I'm not saying they were, but definitely the evidence was there for anyone to see. So this drug infestation into the industry, where is this going to lead? Well, first of all, let me tell you what this specific incident is. This person is currently at large, which means he is hiding. I'm sure the DMK will leave no stone unturned to make sure that he doesn't get caught. Anyway, that is just one side story. The DMK will have a lot of explaining to do, but hello. Who runs the media in Tamil Nadu? DMK. Are they going to make sure that this is going to come out? Probably not. But at least we know what is going on. The Narcotics Control Bureau has put out a lot of statements, and I'm going to show you some of the information on how this was happening. Delhi police, along with Narcotics Control Bureau, had busted an international drugs trafficking network with the arrest of 3 persons and the seizure of 50 kilograms narcotics-making chemical. See, pseudoephedrine is the chemical that we are talking about. Pseudoephedrine is a basic component that makes up things like crystal meth or fentanyl. Fentanyl is the worst thing that you can have. Remember, many of you who may have seen Netflix's Breaking Bad, a chemistry high school teacher who starts doing crystal meth because he's dying and he wants to provide something for his family. There's all this, 𝗣𝗬𝗏 kind of angle in that series. Fantastic series, but it also has a very, very bad message that crystal meth, fentanyl, all these things are now doing the round. So you don't even need to grow opium anymore. So you can do it anywhere you want. So that's a story that I'll touch upon just in one moment. But what has happened is they were concealing pseudoephedrine, which is a basic component that goes into the making of all these drugs, in desiccated coconut powder. So what happens is, see, coconut, right? In coconut, what do? Normally we put it in, like a seasoning on top, garnishing on things like beans curry or any dish. Just like you put coriander, cilantro, that sort of stuff, you put pieces of coconut. But coconut also is desiccated. That means the water is extracted out of the coconut shaved pieces, and then that's like powdery thing, but the water is completely taken out. That looks like a powder, but when you add it back in some food, then it will become again edible and so on and so forth. So they were using the desiccated coconut packets, and they were concealing pseudoephedrine inside that, and they were smuggling. And this is 50 kilograms of narcotics making material. That's a lot. The store price of that runs into thousands of crores. Where is the kingpin? The kingpin is still missing. Who is this kingpin? Here we go. This is the name of the guy, A R Jaffer Sadiq. I'm 100% sure that this thing will be changed, and the line there saying, I'll read it in English first. Chennai Merk, that is Madras West or Chennai West, Mavatta, that is district, Ayalaga Ani, that is NRI wing, Ayal Agam, Thunai Amaippalar, that is joint secretary of DMK NRI wing. So this is not just an ordinary member that DMK can wish away. It is not. This person claims to be of some power. But most important thing here, do these people really own or put their own money? No. This is the big problem here. Right now, this is the age of benamis and people who have a lot of money gained from illegal sources, bribes, or you know how I've talked about invoicing. You know, you over invoice your exports and under invoice your imports and make up the balance, take that money directly from the seller to a tax haven and then try to make it look as if you know, nothing has gone wrong. I mean, this is the story that has been written in PGurus over and over again and again, whether India was importing coal from Indonesia, where the invoice, see, the coal physically moves from Indonesia to Mumbai so that the coal can be used to generate power, but the invoice doesn't go straight from there to there. The invoice comes from Indonesia, it goes to Hong Kong, it goes from Hong Kong to Dubai, from Dubai it goes to Singapore, and from Singapore it goes to Mumbai. Amazing. And when the PMO tried to inquire a little bit more with the then same chairman and managing director of State Bank of India, saying that why are you not providing the information for who was, you know, every time the invoice goes from place A to place B, it gets marked up 10%, 15%. That 10%, 15% is a cut that goes to a set of people. This was under the UPA regime. This stuff has not been completely unearthed, guys, and there are so many such you know, things. Actually, I got tired of doing all these things because the government was doing nothing about it. Nobody was being caught. And you know what? The chairman and managing director at that point of time made a blatant lie, and I pointed out the lie also. But then what happens? That person becomes richly rewarded after she, okay, now I've given you a clue who it was. She demits office. She becomes a director in a company that produces power. And this is not an 𝗖𝙧𝙬 company. It's one of the biggest companies going around. I mean, I can name these things, but I would like you to rather go to pgurus.com and go and see coal scam. And then you will get all these information. Anyway, so these kinds of things are happening. This is just to tell you how money, you know, gets laundered and then it finds its way into nefarious things. Jewelry shops, okay, and movies, and many other things, like, for example, resorts. That's where another big siphoning of money comes in. Multi-storied buildings. People say, I mean, this is an allegation made by Dr. Subramanian Swamy about who owns some of the biggest real estate agency buildings in Bengaluru. We remember that 90s go-go days when every MNC worth its salt was coming up with a group in India, especially in Bengaluru. There's this place called the Outer Ring Road. And if you go drive along this congested Outer Ring Road and the IT area, you will see all these tall buildings with marquee names on it. It is believed that 1 out of every 5 of those buildings, the real estate is owned by the Chidambaram family. That's what Dr. Swamy claimed. I'm sure he would be able to provide the proof if that case ever sees the light of the day. That's where we stand right now. I don't have, see here, I'm getting the thing. The DMK dismissed him. Latest news. Of course they will dismiss him. Why? Because it will find its way back to Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin. That guy is the one who's running all the film network stuff. Is he doing drugs? I don't know. But Bandi Sanjay accused KTR, the son of K. Chandrasekhar Rao, of doing drugs. And suddenly everything just got hushed up. See, this hush up business I don't like. If somebody makes a statement, you got to carry it through all the way. Why didn't KTR sue Bandi Sanjay for defamation? Instead, you know what they did? They went and raided Bandi Sanjay's house, Bandi Sanjay's mom's house. And also, the BJP party richly rewards Bandi Sanjay by removing him as president of the party in Telangana. Like, guys, I don't hold a brief for anyone. I am after truth, and I owe it to all of my viewers, all of my thousands of subscribers to know this is what I see, because there is nothing that is outside of what I'm saying. There is nothing that contradicts what I'm saying. I knew that they'd dismiss him because they need to run away from here. But then wait, every company, okay, not every company, just about every movie making company in India now is based on only these things. They don't have any more formal structure. I'll give you, I mean, people may say that I'm mentioning names here, but there was this group called AVM Group of Companies, 𝗣𝗚𝗍𝗍 Chettiar. And many Chettiars used to produce movies. And the reason they did that, I mean, this is my take, is because they had a lot of businesses in Burma, in Penang, in Malaysia, prior to independence. And then they were forced to pull their roots from there. And they had to come back. Just some people came just with their clothes. Remember that big exodus from Rangoon? Rangoon was being run by Tamils. And the entire lot were banned. They were asked to march back in 1950 or sometime around there. So that money actually found its way into the movie business in the fledgling 1950s, 60s. And most of the people who were in that industry, this was a decent thing. Everybody got paid. There were no other compulsions. Now what happens? Everybody is compelled to do something or the other, including the big names like Rajinikanth or Kamal Hassan. They are also under the same thing. They don't have a lot of creative freedom anymore. They are given a script and say, you act this out. Anyway, so these are all my observations. Where this is going to end, I don't know, because DMK will find every nook and corner to try and make a deal with BJP and say, okay, we will let you win in 20 constituencies, just don't bring this thing up. They are perfectly capable of that, and guess what? Modi and Amit Shah are perfectly capable of accepting a deal like that. I don't like it, but that is politics for you guys. Okay, I'm done with what I wanted to tell you. Now let us take some questions here. The first question is from Sandhya Rajagopal. Sir, as a parent of a teenager in Chennai, I'm worried about the situation. Is there anything that the parents can get together and do apart from voting DMK? You have to really communicate with your children. The modern day thing is that parents are doing their own thing. They have their own WhatsApp, their smartphone, they are watching their stuff, and the children are doing something. You need to have at least, sit down and have dinner together, and in a nice way, tell the children, like, if you do these drugs, you're going to have some horrible consequences. I cannot reiterate this again and again more, but Susan Wojcicki was the CEO of YouTube. Her 18-year-old son, 2 weeks ago, died of consuming fentanyl. He was a freshman in UC Berkeley. Just think about it. YouTube CEO, probably a billionaire, so much money, yet the boy wants to go and experiment with drugs. Every campus in the United States is infested with this. Now, you want to put all your life earnings, savings into educating your child abroad, thinking that an education in Berkeley or any other university in India is going to secure his future. Just understand what he or she is going to go into. It's terrible. I'm telling you, it's terrible. So how are we fighting it? Yes, PGurus is one of the first ones to fight all these things in the United States. If your children are already in the United States, look out, ask them to go and join COHNA, Coalition of Hindus of North America. These people are very active in campuses to make sure that your child is protected. So these are all the small things that I can tell you, but clearly the child has to have that grounding. Just watch some of the current heroes. R. Ashwin, one of the interviews that he gave, he said that as when one of his big opportunities came along, his dad had told him, do not ride the motorcycle. And 16, 15-year-old kid being the kid, as soon as his dad goes out of the house, he wants to ride the motorcycle. Guess what? He gets on the motorcycle and he tries to turn at the end of the house. There's a turn in the road and he tries to turn, and there is construction sand on the street. It slips there, and the exhaust catches him on his leg. It wasn't like it was a broken leg that he could get out of an important game. But every time he put his pad straps on, it would remind him of his mistake. The guy is so grounded. He told me that I made a huge mistake. If I had listened to my dad, I would have been a much more successful player. It took him a few years to get back from that point. So what I'm trying to tell is the children will not listen to us, but they may be able to see some of these current big stars tell about their learning experiences growing up, how they made mistakes. Do show such videos to them. This one is his conversation with 𝗤𝗏𝗄𝘁 It's in Tamil. Those of you who can understand Tamil, do watch that. It's a very, very beautiful conversation. These are all little things. They're heroes. If they say that, don't do this thing, they'll probably listen more than they will listen to us, the parents. But then they'll come back and ask us, oh, did you do any mistake like this growing up? Be sure and be candid. You can tell them, yes, we did make these mistakes, and I don't want you to make these mistakes for yourself. Hopefully that will drive home the message. I guess that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. In 3 hours' time, we have Delhi R Rajagopal with a huge scoop. This is a mega scoop. Do come and join us again. Thanks. And once again, namaskar.